Hey there, Christoph here. I tried to create a version of the assumeUTXO feature that would work well for a first implementation. I went through all of the other prototypes and all of the designs and tried to refine everything basically into something that we can move forward with, and then we can just continue iterating. But I wanted to show real quick of where I ended up. So as we know in the onboarding, we at some point end on this starting initial download screen, which is basically a primer to make people understand that this will take a long time. Now there are options in here, which I think we called it connection options before. I just changed it to options, seemed easier. And if I go there, if I click there, a screen will slide up with my download options. New here is the import snapshot. Description is speed up the initial download, right? I'm here on the initial download. Tells me it will take a while. I have options. I can speed it up. Seems logical. Now, in terms of naming, I put together like this screen here. We can ask around a little bit, maybe see what people find a good feature description. So at the bottom is assumeUTXO, just a technical name, just to have it in there. Then we have snapshot, quick start file, or bootstrap file. So this is just kind of for the first impression to maybe ask people, if you see these different terms, what do you think it does? All right, so now I'm still on onboarding. I click here, screen slides in from the right. It tells me I can import a snapshot. It is a recent transaction snapshot. So I previously learned that this is about downloading and verifying transactions. Now it tells me I can import a transaction snapshot. Okay, it all builds on each other. And then it tells me it will automatically be verified in the background. Also good to know. Then I'm choosing my file. Now there's no information here about how to get it. And that's also one of the reasons why it's in options, because we don't really know quite yet. Maybe some people know, I don't. So, but you kind of have to get this from somewhere. It's not super intuitive. And we probably don't want to link here directly to a file on the internet. So that's why, it's a little bit hidden here. So it just assumes you have this somehow. Maybe we can add information about here where people can find this. Might be helpful, but I don't know the answer here quite yet. So I choose a snapshot file. It opens the operating system file picker. I pick one. This screen instantly updates. Since this might be like 5 gigabytes, it might have to copy it over to a folder. It might have to do some check it, compare it against the internal hash or other stuff. This all happens in this progress bar here. Whatever it needs to be done happens here, and the user can navigate away. But ideally, it just takes like 10 seconds or so. If it takes a lot longer, maybe we need to tell people that they can go somewhere else. However, I'm just assuming here it's quick. And then the screen refreshes when it's done and tells me the snapshot's loaded. It tells me that it contains transactions up to January, which was 1.5 months ago. New attractions still need to be downloaded, and it will all be verified. That's kind of telling people what will happen and ensuring them that I can trust it and it will all be verified. I can still remove the snapshot. Not sure why someone would do that. Maybe they changed their minds. Maybe they realize they have a newer snapshot. Or I can be done, which is the same thing as back. It takes me to the previous settings or options screen. Then I put this in here. This is a collapsible option here. Should be collapsed by default. If we really want for people to be able to see the block height and the hash, that's something we could in here. Maybe something else goes in here. I don't know. But this is an option here where by default the screen is, by default it would basically look, like this. Pretty straightforward. I can view the details for people who would like to verify. Then I continue. Now here in the download options, I have a little green check mark. I can still click this and get to this screen, but I got this confirmation that maybe it says something in here that it's already processing it. Could change the text here as well. Then I could finish onboarding generally. And then I am on the block log screen. This assumes that we have the wallet features. And below the block log, it says verifying snapshot. So even if we build the application without the wallet, this could still look the same. And it's just kind of subtle. It's verifying it. I was thinking briefly about some other ideas, like making the bar blue while it's relying on the snapshot data, but that just seems a bit overkill. And then if we're in the wallet, one way, if let's say I'm in the activity or send or receive screen, I will not see this progress bar. We could have a very small one here, which people will only understand if they've been informed about it or they hover it and it tells them what is actually happening. But it, as this little tab here mirrors the block log itself, this would be the same type of mirroring. Once it's done, it's verified, I can view the details, and I go back to this snapshot verified screen, and tells me what happens. Snapshot file will be removed, clearing up data, and now you can create your own snapshot files to use in other nodes. And that takes us to the next step. So I assume there will never be an option where I can both load and create snapshots. Doesn't seem like that would make much sense. So at some point, I am able to create my own snapshots. And it says speed up the initial download in other nodes. So now I'm here in the wallet, fully synced, everything's cool. I have this option. Screen looks like this. I can create a snapshot. Tells me what it does. I'm ideally familiar with it. And here in this case, it's still loading, it's still IBDing. It tells me it's not available. It tells me when it will become available. Here it is available. I can create my file. It's creating. I can use the application while the process completes. Cool. I go back. Here, same patterns. It's creating a snapshot. It tells me how long. Snapshot's created. And then I have a very similar screen as we've already seen. Created, contains data up to this date. You can use it in other files. You can create another one if you'd really like. You can open up the file picker with your current file, and you can view the details. So I guess something I'm curious with the first implementation is whether we will have this second row here for generation at all, or if it will just be import. And then I assume the first implementation, since there will be no wallet features, I think the navigation is kind of a separate project here. If we're even gonna have this progress bar here. But anyways, I think that's a different discussion. I just wanted to kind of show where I ended up with, like, taking all of this stuff in from all the different designs and trying to polish and streamline everything as much as possible. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me know, and thanks.